Donc lorsque je flingue, c'est toute ma putain de nation qui flingue avec moi. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Welcome back, everyone. Put over 3 rounds. Coach Terry, Jab University. How you been, man? How you
Busy.
Busy. Hey, that's what it is, man. Hey, we got to take care of a household and do everything else. Hey,
Yeah.
things come up. You know what I mean? So I did get somebody had mentioned that Instagram is having some sort of issues. So
Yeah, I got logged out a few
yeah,
minutes ago.
it keeps on logging people out and stuff. So we'll see. We do have like a backup recording of the podcast. So if for some reason it doesn't pop out, we'll make sure to put it on there. And anybody who missed it and want to check it out can do so. So real quick, we're gonna just run real quick through the intermediate and bantam for the National Open. Just had a lot of requests just to kind of go through them since we did elite, youth, and junior on Monday, and so we're just gonna touch base on some of these. We're gonna go ahead and start with intermediate. Go to bantam. Fortunately, almost all the results in the female weight classes don't have results. I mean, they have the brackets, but they don't have the decision or anything like that. All the male ones do. I'm not gonna say anything beyond that, but that's what it is. So at intermediate, there was only a handful of bouts that did happen. It was Mia Acevedo at 85 had a 3-2 split over Diana Avalos, and then at 85 they had a match bout. Mia Acevedo with Iceland Shirley. Iceland, we had her on the show, and Iceland ended up picking up that win 5-0, and Iceland Shirley picked up 5-0 at 90. So she got working out of Hawaii. And the thing that I noticed when I was kind of going through all the names, so many boxers from Hawaii. Hey, Hawaii came in
And we're winning too.
They were winning. So also Sienna Chavez got a win over Yaretsi Valdez Arreola. So that's essentially what we had at intermediate female. Intermediate male, there was a lot more activity. We had Ethan Rodriguez at 60, got a 3-2 split over Javier Pineda. Leighton James, Patricio Hawaii, who looked great, by the way. I don't know if you caught.
Yeah, he 5-0'd everything, wasn't it?
5-0 everything. He got a 5-0 over Xavier Macias out of California. Abraham Areola got a 5-2 over Adrian Aviles. At 85, that was a good bracket. Lawrence Davis, Ohio, he got a 5-0 over Cruz Jasso. But there was an interesting bout in that category. Max Manriquez against Silas Rollins. I chopped it up there, and Silas ended up coming away with it, but it was a close bout. I'm sure they'll do it again. Caleb Blasi out of Hawaii got a 3-2 split. Damon
Pistola. Yeah.
Flores, California, 3-2 split over Anthony Nance. Hey, he's good. Just to make sure to keep an eye on him. And we do have.
I think he's going down to compete in Mexico now too. A lot of time.
Yeah.
Moises Rodriguez is at the Mexican National right now. Stopped his last two opponents. So
right now, yeah. So Juan Valdez at 110 got a 5-0 over Caleb Davis. Adrian Prieto 4-1 over Aurelio Martinez. Kane Alonso over 4-1 over Jose Rodarte. Anybody at intermediate that jumped out at you, or
this pistol, man?
Yeah, I mean, and plus,
and Lawrence Davis, of course, I didn't see him a million times. I tried to catch Max, but it's in the middle of the day and I had to work, so I missed it.
That was the thing. It's in the middle of the day. It's kind of hard to check that out. So let's go over the bantam again. At the bantam females, no results. So I got some matchups here, but we have no results. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. So let's go over to the males, where we had at 70, Sergio Enriquez, Texas. Throw it up the gang side. 3-2 split over Warrens Riley Mata out of California. Got a, I think Sergio Enriquez won 4 times, 4-0. Did his thing, got that title there. At 75, we'll wait for 75 because we got our guest that is at that weight class. But Peyton McMillan at 80 got a 4-1 over Quinton August. Austin Sanchez out of New Mexico, 3-2 split over Michael Cruz. 90, Azaria Moreno, 5-2 over Emmanuel Ornales. 119, Andrew Santos over Xavier Lynch Hudson. So, anybody that you saw at Bantam, or you got
I saw Austin Sanchez. I saw Sergio Enriquez. I saw the fight with Jace Vergara versus Jax Penny. Yeah, some good ones, man.
Yeah, those are good ones. A lot of activity, especially the lower weight class. Output is a major thing. That's what really convinces the judges. But at 75 pounds, bantam male, we had Jovani Cruz, Grand Prairie, Texas. He got a 4-1 split over Josiah Salas out of California. Giovanni started the tournament with a bye, and then ended up going 3 bouts, and they were all the same, 4-1 all the time. So he was, in there with some competition, made adjustments, came out on top. Let's see how he felt. We're gonna go ahead and bring him in. Jovani G-Man is the nickname, so we'll ask him about that. Hey, Chad, how we doing?
Hello, good.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I was kind of, wondering what kind of color hair you're going to jump in, because I seen your Instagram and you got all the colors kind of going all over the place. So I'm like, okay, what colors you gonna come in with? We got. It looks like maybe a blonde or a white color, but
no, that's purple.
Is purple? Oh no, it's still, yeah. There you go. You have the angle and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and say your name, city and state, and the name of the gym that you train at.
My name is Jovani G-Man Cruz. I live at Grand Prairie, Texas, and the gym I go to is Rock Boxing Academy in Arlington.
Got it. All right. First question I ask everyone is, how do you get involved? How do you get started with boxing?
When I was little, my dad would always do mid work with me, and I met my coach actually at a store, because my dad used to train with my coach. So I met my coach at a store, and he actually asked me, "Do you want to do boxing?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then I went into that boxing gym, and I hit the bag, and I was like, "I want it."
Nice.
Want it.
I love when you guys say "when I was little." You're still little.
Yeah.
you're still little. So what's your favorite thing about boxing?
I like the adrenaline, and I like the roughness, and I also like to hit people.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, that's probably the best part, right? So how many fights do you have so far?
I have 52, I believe.
52 as a bantam.
Look at that. He's hustling.
Ooh, that's a lot of work. Do you, out of those 50 bouts, do you have one that stands out the most? You got a favorite one, or maybe one that you learned a lot from?
Probably, it's probably my first fight.
Okay. How so?
That was a fight that, like, how can I say, like, pushed me, that, like, to tell me, like, you're gonna do this.
Okay. Did you end up winning your first bout, or?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's always a good start.
Yeah.
So what goes through your head when you don't get the results you're looking for? Like, what's the conversation like with your dad and your coach? Are you back in the gym right away, or you take a little break?
Well, back into the gym right away and get back to work, learn from my mistakes.
And then, like, what's the conversation like with your dad and the coach? Is it
my dad and my coach? They usually tell me that they tell me what I did wrong, and probably what I could have done better, and and after that they're just like go back into the gym and work harder.
All right.
Okay. Obviously you're of school age, so how difficult is it to balance, schoolwork and boxing, because this is not part of a school system, so you kind of have to go, elsewhere to the gym to get that work in. But how do you balance that and make sure that you're doing good in both aspects, school and boxing?
Um, School and boxing, balancing that, it's well, I don't have homework. The school doesn't give us homework, or the teachers actually. So I actually get more time to train, and I do all my work at school.
Hey man, where was your teacher when I went to school?
Right?
Man,
Man, what is that?
so were you on spring break last week, or did you take the week off of school?
Yes, I was on spring break last week.
Oh, lucky you. But when you do go to tournaments and you do have to miss school, or does the school know you're there for boxing? And are the teachers showing the fights? And so some people show the fights in class.
Well, they do know I'm boxing, and it was only once that they showed one of my fights.
Oh man, did you win?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, well that's always a good thing.
Yeah. So how do other kids, around your age respond to, when you tell them, you box? Because you see kids, your age doing track or basketball or something else that doesn't include punching somebody in the face. How do they respond when you say, you know what, I box?
They really say like that's cool. They don't really understand boxing type thing. Yeah.
Okay. They probably don't mess with you, I'm assuming.
And some of them do try to test me.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, they're crazy. They're real crazy. So when you get into like boxing, you've been to quite a few tournaments, 50 plus fights as a bantam. Like out of all the tournaments you've been to, what's your favorite one?
Probably nationals.
The one in December?
Yeah. Well, all the nationals. I like all the nationals.
All the nationals, JOs,
AOs,
all of Silver Glove. Just as long as I'm there, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. So, you started, pretty young. You said your dad was had boxed, right? And you just bumped into it. How much was that of an influence just with your dad boxing? What did you was it always around you? Were you watching boxing? Were you seeing him box? Like, was it just kind of boxing around you, and then you just wanted to try it, or?
Nah, boxing was like everything in my family.
Okay.
It was everywhere.
So it was just a natural progression for you to eventually try it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm assuming you guys watch a lot of pro boxing. Who are you watching?
Well, here's the thing. I don't watch a lot of pro boxing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why?
I don't know. Most of the time it's because all the fights are really late and I can't stay up.
I got you. Sucks to be a kid there, huh?
It's super slow.
That is interesting. The pace is way different.
I prefer to watch amateur.
Yeah, it's almost two different sports.
Yeah.
Do you have any amateur boxers that you like to watch when you're at these tournaments, or?
I like to watch. They're from the Olympics. I like to watch Jamal Harvey, Raheem, and Amari Jones.
Oh, there you go. The new Olympian secured a spot for Paris. When you see them, box either, when you're at nationals or on a stream or whatever, because they're like what makes you? What are you watching for? What are you looking to see? Like, Because you're learning from it. What do you look? Are there certain things that you're looking for, or you're looking at?
Um, I just watch them to see what they do and see if I can like replicate that, and yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So when you're watching them, like, are you always studying, or are you just watching from a fan standpoint every now and again? Do you actually like enjoy it?
Yeah. Sometimes I do watch it just to watch it.
Okay, because I find this is a weird sport because I've worked with pros and amateurs, and quite a few of them won't watch boxing at all. They're like, yeah, I do it every day. I don't want to see other people do it. You've ever had those moments?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had those moments. Like why watch it if you could live it?
Yeah, it's true. Like,
There
yeah,
you
it's true.
Most definitely. All right. Well, you're out there at Rock Boxing Academy. Walk us through a typical day. When you're getting ready for a tournament. Like, is there more sparring, more running, like more strength and conditioning? Like, what? Walk us through a day of your life there as a boxer.
Usually I would wake up in the morning to run, and after that go to school, obviously, and then go to the gym. I warm up the first class. I shadow box 3 rounds, and then I go hit the bag. Um, um, and then after the bag, I go to strength and conditioning. Sometimes or not. If there is, my dad puts a different because we have a board and it tells us like strength and conditioning stuff, and sometimes we put like easier stuff, and then they get my dad gives me like the harder stuff.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah. In those 55 or so bouts do you have a very memorable opponent?
Probably my first opponent. His name is Mac. He was one of my first fights, and he's actually a really good buddy of mine.
Okay. Is he still boxing?
Yeah, but if you were to see him, you would not believe that he fought me because he's like.
Oh man. I hope nobody ever hands him a basketball.
Oh man. There you go. Real quick, this is 3 Rounds Live, number 181. We're talking to Jovani Cruz out of Grand Prairie, Texas, representing Rock Boxing Academy. Recently went to the National Open and did his thing out there in New Mexico, and proudly wearing the medal around his neck, as he should. When you come back from a national, you get a medal or something. Are you wearing that the whole week at school? Like, are you showing it off?
I wear it every single day.
Here's what we got to do, because I see a bunch back there. Like, do you have one that means a little bit more to you, or they all mean a lot to you?
Actually, these are not medals.
Oh.
These are actually just badges.
There you go.
All my medals are at my house because I'm at the gym right now.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But do you have a medal or a championship that you won that kind of stands out a little bit more than the other ones? The most recent one.
Always the next one.
Yeah.
Always the next one. So, when it comes to boxing, like, what is your favorite thing to do in the gym when preparing to box? Some people love the bag. Some people like jumping rope. The crazy people like running. A lot of people like sparring. Like, what's your favorite thing to do?
I like to spar. I like to jump. I like to spar, jump up, and run. I'm a little weird with the running part.
Yeah, you were really weird with the running part. I was with you till we got there.
And on the other side, what's something that you just don't like to do? You know you have to do it, but you just like it's not your favorite part.
Probably strength and conditioning. That hurts.
Yeah, it's meant to hurt. For sure.
Hey, what they say? Suffering is the main ingredient for success.
Yup.
That's always felt about strength and conditioning. Like, it's just the suffer.
Most definitely, and you're so young and as a bandsome with a lot of experience, and you bring up your first bout, a couple times. When you first started, in the sport and you were competing, did was your goals just to win the next bout or do something better? Like, have your goals started to change now that you got 50 plus bouts? You've been a national multiple times. You've been at the podium. Like, are your goals changing a little bit? What do you want to do with the sport when you get older?
My my goals have been the same for a while. It's been to become a gold medalist in the Olympics and become pro.
The Olympics. There you go.
Yeah.
So, do you 55 bouts is a lot for especially somebody your age. You hustling. Are you still able to get like the smokers, the local shows, or is everything you do at nationals now?
Yeah, I do a couple of smokers. Yeah.
Is it harder and harder to get an opponent? Because most kids your age got 10 fights or less. You
Um,
showing up with a whole half a century worth of
Yeah.
fights.
I mean the smokers. I usually get like one fight. But sometimes like I can get like two.
All right, and now are you Grand Prairie is pretty much Dallas metro area?
Yeah.
Are these fights happening in and around where you're at, or are y'all
Yeah.
putting miles on
Most
the
of the time
car?
in Texas. Texas.
Ah, man, Texas is big. You in Texas like it's down the street. Where El Paso and Dallas 10 hours apart.
Um, I've fought a couple places in Texas. I think I fought in Fort Worth, obviously Golden Gloves.
Mhm.
I think I fought in Odessa. Odessa.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah, way out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like San Antonio? I know they have a thriving boxing scene, and so does Houston. You ever get down there and run into those guys?
I think I have.
Okay.
Usually, I think, yeah, usually I do.
Texas, when you say Tech, like it's
Yeah.
right down the street. Texas is humongous.
Texas is like 5 states in Texas.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So Rock Boxing Academy. Tell us a little bit about the gym. Who are the coaches there? Do you have some teammates that you go and compete at the nationals with? Let us, tell us a little bit about the team there.
Well, I don't. Well, I have a team, but none of them have gone to nationals yet. Yeah. Usually my team is like Golden Gloves or like Silver Gloves.
Okay. And who are the coaches out there that are part of your the coaching staff there?
My main coach is Coach Pete Rojas, and then my dad is one of my coaches too. There's a couple coaches at Rock. Um, we have those, but usually my dad, Coach Pete, and they go to like the nationals. But if we have like Golden Gloves, we have Joel, um, Saad, and Marquise. Those are usually ones that go to like Golden Gloves or like the smokers.
Okay. So, is since they're not really going to nationals, are you the most experienced person there?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So is it a new gym or just a new
No,
crowd of kids?
it's actually like 13 years going on.
Okay. Oh, but if you're only one going to national, so like it's probably like most boxing gyms where kids come in, they see if they like it, stay a while, and then leave. Or because you're in Texas, are they all going to play football in August?
Well, some of the older ones, um, go pro. Like
Oh, okay. You got a lot of pros in your
like
gym.
one of my one of my she used to be one of my partners for nationals, but she went pro. She's actually fighting in April.
Is that Brianna?
Brianna Carrera?
Her name is Bree.
Brianna? Okay, we know who she is.
Yeah. We actually had her on, and she was out Team USA. I want to say a couple stints out there, OTC. And it was funny because when I remember interviewing her, and she brought you up, as somebody to keep an eye out, and definitely right. You definitely doing your thing out there. Let's talk about the National Open, right? We just had it, happened. How was camp for you? How long was it, and how did you feel going into the tournament? You feel good, or you get a little bit of butterflies before the first bout? Tell us a little bit about that.
I feel good, but I do get a little bit of butterflies. Always, every fight, I get a little butterflies. But when I step in the ring, that all goes away.
Okay. So let's, for example, let's say you're getting your hands wrapped, you're a couple bouts out. Like, how do you typically get ready to get into that ring and compete?
Usually, I put my headphones on and I listen to music or motivational speech type thing. And my dad like tells me like motivates me and gets me ready.
Okay, so what music you listening to?
Usually Christian rap. Yeah.
Okay.
Christian
Okay.
rap or DJ, like DJ stuff.
Okay, like EDM, or is this doof, 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 that stuff?
Like EDM, like.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, somebody's just playing music on the computer. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Oh, so in your mind, what does it require to be a good boxer?
Hard work, dedication, and it's all mental.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. And I mean, it seems like you enjoy the process. It seems like you enjoy boxing. You want to go and compete. You want to punch people in the face. But when you're not doing boxing, when you're outside the gym, like what are you doing? What kind of things are you doing when it's not when it's outside the boxing gym?
I like to play video games with my friends, and I also like to just play like sports in general, like any sports.
There you go. Just go out there, be a kid, right? Be a kid.
Have you played other sports competitively other than boxing?
Competitively, no, but I oh wait, yeah, basketball. I played basketball. I played football, soccer, and then yeah, I think that's it, right?
And then how do those sports, being team-oriented sports, compare to boxing?
Oh, what was that?
How do those sports, being team-oriented, compared to boxing, which is kind of pretty much by yourself?
Um, it really it doesn't. I mean, it's a team sport. Like other sports are like team sports. And you could be like the worst player, which I am usually the worst player in other sports besides boxing. And if you can be the worst player in like you're like the best player ever. And if you're in boxing, it's a one sport. If you lose, that's on you.
Got it. No, it's definitely that. When you're in a team, you can kind of hide in the bench a little bit, but when it's just you, right? So if one of the things that you did mention, which is it's common, right, where you have your dad, being the coach as well, and kind of that dynamic. How is it, with you and your dad? Like, how do you guys balance that? Like, sometimes I'm sure that you guys don't agree on everything, right? Everything every once in a while, you got bump heads, but how do you guys keep it balanced and make sure that you guys are still on the same path and trying to get to the same, get the same goals?
Um, let's say I had a bad sparring, right? And my dad asked me like, are you still in this? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you still want to do this, right? I'm like, I'm usually like, yeah, I still want to do this. And yeah.
You're like, gonna do this or no? But hey, you've done 50 plus bouts. You definitely are doing this, and you're doing it at a high level. And you know, it's just that dynamic, and it'll keep on growing, and it'll keep developing as you go, you know, up in intermediate, junior, and youth, and beyond. So, but it's one of those things that you'll be able to have that journey along with your dad throughout the whole process, which is something great to enjoy.
Yeah.
What you got?
Wait.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Hello?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's yeah. I think you might have to reconnect.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Coach Terry, yeah. No, as Coach Terry comes back in, just real quick, this is 3 Rounds Live, number 181. We're talking to Jovani Cruz, Grand Prairie, Texas. I believe tomorrow the new rankings are going to come up. You excited for that? Tell me about the first time that you saw your name in the rankings amongst the some of the best boxers out there. How did you feel? How was that whole experience of being ranked up there?
It was cool, and every time I fought, I kept on climbing up the ladders, and I stayed at 3 for a while, and now I'm number 1.
Hey. Terry, you good? Let me see.
Can y'all hear me now?
There we go.
I'm back. Okay. I was gonna, when I logged off, I was gonna change clothes real fast and log back on.
Change and see what happens.
See if anybody notices anything different. I don't know what happened with the audio there. I apologize. So, G-Man, you got all the, I guess, potential to go to international competition. You've got plenty of experience, and you have, like, I guess, the support system. And you've had, I guess, Brianna's been in the gym, who's been to camp with Team USA. Like, have you thought about, you're a Bantam now, but the next few years when that's a reality for you, making the national team as a junior, getting to travel with the youth team, have you actually put that into your mind and thought about that process?
I have. I've since I started boxing, I've always wanted to go pro, but I really never thought of the Olympics. And so, what's it called? My dad actually showed me the Olympics in boxing.
Okay, and then when you're maybe 1-2 age groups away from that being able to go to the national team, so like it's a reality in the next 3 to 4 years for you. Have you watched international boxing outside of the Olympics? And if so, what did you notice different about those styles?
No, I don't think I have. Yeah.
But when you watch like Omari and Jamal and Raheem, have you noticed the different styles you've seen the other countries bring to the table?
Yeah, I have seen some other styles from each country.
And what do you think about it?
I also actually try to. I call myself a universal boxer, so I try to mimic like a bunch of styles. So like I'll be ready for like pressure or box or people that try to like box.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, which will become critical. able to adapt to a different style is kind of what you're doing through this whole amateur experience is trying to get as many different styles in front of you and be able to adapt, because when you go to the pros and beyond, all that happens in an instant. You got to be able to make sure to know what you want to do there. So sometimes some of these training camps can be long, and sometimes you you run, you come back, and maybe you're a little tired, or the training camp's a little tough that day. Like, how do you stay kind of focused and motivated? Stop being because it's easy to get distracted, right? You get on your phone and you're like on social media all day, or you go and play games or something. How do you stay kind of focused? Because this is a very demanding sport. It requires you to do it and practice it every day to be at the level that you want to be. So how do you stay motivated and focused to stay on it?
How do I stay motivated and keep myself focused? To get focused, I just flip the switch. I just flip the switch. I keep myself motivated by thinking about my grandpa who passed away a year ago, and he really loved that I did boxing. He loved boxing too, and he gives me that motivation to do it all for him.
Okay. So you've got a magic wand and you can fix anything about boxing. What are you fixing?
What am I fixing? What? That's a tough question.
It is. Yeah.
What would I fix about boxing? Probably the robberies.
There's been quite a few.
Yeah. It's tough, and how do you guys deal with that? How do you deal with that? How does your dad and your team deal with that when you go out there, you think everything went good, you did executed the plan and did everything, but then the decision goes the other way. Like, how do you deal with those type of decisions?
How do I deal with that? I just trust the process, and I just keep working harder and harder every single day.
That's what it is. It's what it is. Trusting the process and staying focused, and because you're not going to win them all, right? And it's especially in the amateur level. So that's the right way to approach it. Just keep going. Real quick, go ahead.
So you fight at a very, very small weight. Or is there any like weight cut involved in what you do?
Usually not, because usually I wake up at like 70, maybe like 4 pounds, 73 pounds.
Oh. I'm pretty sure like there's a whole bunch of people out there that don't like you because of that.
I'm sure that would become more of an issue as you grow older and you have to
yeah, right. And so even if there is no weight cut involved in your preparation for a fight or a tournament, when you go to quote unquote camp, is there a change in like nutrition? Do you eat different? Do you eat cleaner?
Usually I eat clean before like boot camp. I always eat clean. Like a week after a fight, I usually eat junk. Yeah.
Hey, that's what you got to do. Well, as we start kind of gathering our final questions, again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here for a little bit. But walk us through the tournament. You competed against 3 opponents. How did you feel going through the tournament? Did you just kind of keep building on the previous bout? Did you watch video beforehand? Like, how was the whole experience? And then obviously you came out at the end and came back with that medal.
Yeah. Usually, my dad tries to look up who they are and like try to see the fights that they have had, and I this tournament I just kept on building up, and then the last fight I came back with the medal.
Okay. So you've been boxing for a little while now, and this could be on a recording too, but like, what is the greatest fight you've ever watched?
The greatest fight I've ever watched. The greatest fight I've ever watched. Probably. I gotta think about that one.
I know which one it was for me. Like, it wasn't super brutal, but it was Wilfredo Benitez in a 10-round fight where he beat Roberto Duran. I was like, this is beautiful.
I honestly really liked the Henoya versus Sweet Pea.
Man,
Okay.
good fight.
I really like that fight.
Okay.
I thought it went the wrong way.
You know, it just to kind of put my 10 cents in there. Juan Manuel Marquez and Pacquiao, the first one was just wild. You know,
Man, went down 3 times in the first round, got up and got a draw. Man, I was
whoa,
crazy.
that to me was like, oh my goodness, what
Yeah,
is this?
but that's what makes boxing, man. Adversity. You know what I mean? Those heart, dropping like you're on a roller coaster when the guy goes down and all of a sudden he's back up, man. That's what makes the sport beautiful.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Jovani, have you had to deal with something like that? Maybe an opponent that was a little tricky to figure out, or maybe you got hit with a clean shot. Like, have you had any? Have you had to deal with anything like that in a fight?
I've probably had like a couple fights that were a little tricky, but I figured it out and stuff. Yeah.
There you go. So it's also that how you deal with some of those unexpected things and be able to come out on top or get when that's what really starts molding you as a boxer, like Coach Terry said. So, what else you got, Coach?
Oh man, let us know how to follow your journey on social media. Are you on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok?
I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm on Facebook a little bit and a little bit on TikTok too.
All right, what's your Instagram handle so people can follow your journey?
Jovani_G_Cruz.
All right, simple enough. It's his name.
And you got to let us know, G-Man. How'd that come about? What does that mean?
Well, there used to be a coach at Rock that would call me G-Man because he thought my name started with that my name was Giovanni instead of Jovani. And I told him one day that my name's not Giovanni, it's Jovani. And he was like, so then do you want me to call you J-Man? I'm like, that don't sound right. So I just told him G-Man stands for God's man.
Okay, I thought you liked the New York Giants. I'm an Eagles fan, so I was mad. I was
No.
you live in Dallas. I don't like your team either.
Hey, there you go, Cowboy fan right here. Hey, it had to be, right? It had to be. We're out there, Grand Prairie, Texas. Definitely. No, it's great. I obviously you're young, you're already, but it's still unbelievable. You have 50 bouts already. That's wild to me. And by the time you're elite, 150, 200 bouts, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 200.
It's going to be very close to that. It almost seemed kind of rare just a few years ago, and it's like it's becoming the norm. 150 plus seems to be an average of an experience there. So. Where are we going to see you competing next? Are you going to try to stay busy at these national tournaments? Where are we gonna see you?
Yeah. I believe I'm gonna fight at JO's. Getting ready for that.
And you know, the one of the things that I noticed when we posted out there we were going to have you on, we saw some people share and just comment and stuff. You know, being so young in the sport, but experience and having the support around you, they want to see you, you doing good, you winning. Like, how does it feel just having that support already at a young age in this boxing journey?
It feels really good. I have a lot of supporters. Like my whole family supports me. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Well,
Right.
since they all support you, go ahead and give them all your shout outs, man. Let's go.
I shout out to my coach, Coach Pete. I shout out to my dad, my mom. I also shout out to my sister because she always getting on to me for the food that I eat.
Oh man. Good job, sis.
I shout out to one of the coaches at Rug, Victor. I shout out to my whole family. I shout out to everybody.
All right.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Jovani Cruz, G-Man Cruz out there doing havoc at the Bantam division, 75 pounds. Just claimed that National Open Championship, showing that medal right there. He's been having it throughout the whole interview, so you definitely know he's proud of that. And there's more to come. So, but when you got that win, last week in the championship fight, you turn around, you see your dad right there, like you were sharing this moment. How does it feel just having your dad right there in your corner, literally in your corner, and just cheering you on and really celebrating when you win?
It was just cool. It was just an amazing feeling to win nationals.
There you go. There you go. And we'll make sure to tune in as you continue doing and just kind of go throughout your amateur journey. I'm sure we'll touch base as you get to junior, youth, and elite, and when you're Team USA and competing overseas and doing all that good stuff. It seems like you enjoy the process, you enjoy the work. You said that you like to run, which is something that we're still kind of figuring out how, why, but it seems like you're not afraid of the work. It seems like you have a very good support system with your dad, and even your sister's making sure you're on top of you, make sure you eat right. So that's always good. And I think at the end of the day, those are the type of things that will motivate you, keep you focused, and try to do it not for yourself, but maybe for the people that are around you that help you out, especially at this time where there's no camera lights. We that's where we like to interview you guys because you guys definitely put in the work, but it's kind of sometimes it's in the shadows, right? It's not a team sport, it's not a public sport, it's not a school sport, so it makes it a little difficult. But that there's out there people that are rooting for you. So so that's all we got. Coach, you got anything else?
No, man, we good.
All right. Well, we're gonna see you. You said JOs. We'll make sure to stay up with that. And one last question. When you said you got 50 plus bouts, you're the most experienced in your gym. Like when you get back, right? When you got back with this medal around you, are they coming after you? Are they asking you? Are they asking you for like advice? Like, are you more like a role model already?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people ask me questions like they ask me questions well, usually they don't ask me questions. Usually I see them and they do something wrong and I go ahead and just tell them what they're doing wrong.
Okay. So maybe are you gonna be Coach G-Man in the future? Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do when I retire. I want to be a coach.
Hey, I love that. You're gonna get all this knowledge and experience. Give it back to the youth. Give it back to the youth. So, Jovani, that's I appreciate the time. I'm not gonna take any more time away from you. We'll be back here next week. This is 3 Rounds Live, the only podcast solely dedicated to amateur boxing, a collabo with Jab University, and appreciate everybody kind of tuning in and looking into everything that 3 rounds is putting out there. I took a peek, and people are definitely watching things and seeing things. We're gonna cut up more tape of some of the bouts that we kind of stood out from us from last week. So definitely stay tuned for that. And that's all we got. So I'm gonna go eat some food. I don't know what Coach Terry's gonna do.
Eat.
Jovani's probably gonna go eat, but make sure your sister's not around. Maybe you can sneak snacks or something. You know what I mean? So hey, shout out to your dad for setting the whole thing up, and we'll see you, Jo. So everybody, take care. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.
All right, later, guys.